man. Welcome to the substance, man. Welcome to the substance. So what's up with the substance, man? I know you hurt and filled with chemical, man. So what's up with the substance, man? This new sun's being knocked your fans. So what's up with the substance, man?
Hey bro, you ready?
Chemical, man. So what's up with the substance?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Know Your Substance podcast. I have my guest, Chris and Jaime of the Cozy Show podcast and In Pursuit of Coziness.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I gotta do that again.
No,
You're good. You're good.
All right, it's good.
Roll with
We're
it.
running with it. All right, so how you guys doing today?
Good.
Pretty good. Just got
Nice.
off
Got the
work.
day
I'm
off?
fucking. I just got off work. I'm kind of tired, but
Day off, work, you know.
yeah, I want to start drinking coffee like when I pod because we always pod at like 8 or 9 p.m. at night after like a fucking full day's work, and I feel like that's like so not ideal. So in the future, I'm hoping we can like start doing it earlier in the day so we have a little bit more like juice, you know.
Are you a coffee drinker?
Yeah, but I kind of want to stop because sometimes like I get too amped up when I'm teaching.
Oh, you start hitting kids and shit.
No, start like getting like right over. I'm like, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You know.
Oh, like just hyper, like.
Kind of like when it's like quiet and they are doing the work, I'm like, what? You know, I gotta stay
Yeah, like
busy.
you had this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever hit those like crazy positions where like you have your leg like fully extended on the
Like when I
desk?
pick something up. Wait, when I'm on the desk.
Have you ever seen those pictures that it's like the best like math teachers always stood like this and their like legs are like so spread?
Oh,
And they're
yeah.
just like
Like
you
they're
know,
just
fuck.
wide. And they're just like postured like this.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
just the
they're
craziest postures like as
No,
they're
no
looking
crazy
at work.
posture yet, but I do be like when I pick something up, I'll be stretching two birds, one stone.
Yeah.
You,
I hope my cat doesn't jump down up there.
Lotus, is it Lotus?
Yeah,
I was
it's
thinking
Lotus.
of
Nice.
like it's like this post. I saw this on Twitter today.
It's just like that.
I want to recreate that so bad.
Oh
but
my
it's so good.
You should.
That looks crazy.
Do you get tired because you're a teacher, right? So like, same thing. But do you get like, what do you do when you get tired, man? 'Cause you can't just fall asleep, you know? You just have to just keep walking and talking.
Well, it depends, man. Like if I'm like still teaching the lesson and I get tired, like bro, like I'll like stumble and mumble and I'm just like
Yeah.
and then I'm like in my mind I'm kind of like honestly fuck this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like, whatever.
Like this lesson just went to crap. Like
And you
because they
just-
lost interest, I over explained it. You know what I mean? Just because like it's my
And then
first
like there's
time
like
doing
30
this.
kids just watching you, like,
Yeah, I'm trying to like talk to them like they're us. You know?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you got a square root. Come on, man. Pythagoras theorem. And they're like, yeah, people.
Do they don't
Yeah.
do you think that helps them like engage a little more?
I try to at least make it engaging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I, like even if like I have a hard time understanding it, and I'm understanding it as I'm teaching it, they get confused. But like, I don't know. Sometimes they're like they participate. You know. Sometimes they're just like,
Whatever.
Yeah. Real
Yeah.
quick, do I have to lean into this thing or
it's up to you. I can boost.
because I've been
later.
like the hunchback of Notre Dame this whole time, but I can just
It don't matter. Like
Okay.
Do you want him to answer that too?
in post production, like I boost everything anyways.
okay. We do too because for some reason it's like quiet no matter what.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter.
Okay. Do you ever feel like any kind of like identity crisis being like a teacher, but then also in this world of like nightclubs and like, you know, kind of like the underworld? Does that happen?
Yeah, I would say
Because-
so because it's like we haven't like I haven't you know when I before I started subbing like you know I've never been back to school.
Yeah.
I never had a reason to be at elementary school or junior high or a high school.
Yeah, absolutely.
So once I was coming back into these environments, it was kind of like nostalgic sometimes when I go to my old schools, but also kind of like why am I here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I get I'm working and doing this, but like this is weird, you know?
Just the environment feels like, what, like you're going backwards? Like it's like a weird, like,
Kinda. It's like you're kind of going through like a forgotten time, you know? And it kind of brings back old memories and emotions.
Yeah.
But it's also like kind of like fun because you're like, you see kids and meet kids and you're like, you have the same personality as so and so. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You remind me of this. You guys are doing the same thing we was doing. Like,
Yeah.
like it's like nothing new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so as like being like in the nightclub underground scene and like all that other stuff, coming back into it, it's like, wow, this is where that journey kind of started, you know? To see what I learned from that.
Yeah.
And where I got introduced to culture, you know what I mean? Because like the elementary school I went to was a good elementary school. You know, we were a lot of good kids in there, and like we were in the GATE program too, so we was super like smart and
I was
all
in there
that
too.
stuff.
I don't know what that is.
Wait, would you guys go to like a different school during the GATE thingy?
Yeah, so I went from Beard Elementary all the way to Sonoma's. So that's
Where the fuck did I go?
Sonoma's like down by Cypher.
What is the GATE? Can you guys explain?
The gifted and talented, right?
Yeah.
That's what they call
And
it.
so if you're like, I don't know, how do they determine that? Because I was just in it and I was like, okay, I guess I'm like a little smart, you know?
In second grade, like we took a test where it was like
Yeah.
shapes and I just remember shapes and numbers and like it was like kind of, I don't know. It seemed easy. Like it wasn't like that crazy of a test.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember I vaguely remember them saying like, oh, this is just a test to see where you're at or whatever. And the next thing I know, like I'm getting on a bus every Wednesday to go to some different school.
Yeah.
But I don't even remember like doing different shit at the other school. I mean, I don't remember what we learned about. I remember watching like Magic School Bus videos and stuff and just like having recess like normal. But I don't know. Maybe they're teaching us something that was like different.
Yeah. I
little-
think it was more advanced. Like, like by the time I was in sixth grade, I couldn't really tell you about the other grades, but I remember in sixth grade, like we was always doing math like one grade ahead kind of from like, I guess regular ed.
Yeah.
But like in sixth grade, like the students, like, and I was one of them, like that couldn't keep up anymore because we were just getting older and like whatever.
Distractions and things.
Yeah, you know what I mean. She like I remember teacher like bumped us down to like just the regular.
You're not
book
gifted
that,
anymore, man.
yeah, there's like a green one and a blue one. We went from green to blue.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and then when we went to junior high, it was the green one again.
Oh, you went back.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, it was like Well, actually, no, I was in honors math, so it was actually a different book.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Do you think isn't it kind of funny how you were saying earlier about like how it's the same kind of groups of people and the same kind of like personalities in just a different year? Is that kind of like trippy to like just think about? Because like you're just assuming it's like, well, with you growing up, it's like, oh, this is how people are. Like this is how like the athletic people are, or the popular or whatever. These are my friends. But then just seeing them in the same shape but different people, I feel like it's such a trip.
Yeah,
you know?
it really is a trip, especially in high school, because you're like I went to Downey. Like I feel like I'm seeing these kids and I'm seeing their personalities and the way the teachers are. I'm just like, it's just like, it's different actors this time.
Yeah.
Same show, different actors.
Dude, it's weird.
You know
'Cause
what I mean? It's like a time capsule almost.
I'll even be driving like by Enix and I'll see like the way like certain people act or like dress and whatever, and I'm like, dude, that's exactly what we were doing, and it's just different. Like,
Yeah.
but it's the same. You know?
Have you guys seen the kids who like they ride like I think they're called like Tarking bikes or something, but they're like the fixed gear bikes and they they pop wheelies and they like swerve hella close to cars and shit. You've seen that like trend, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys like feel about that being like a young adult?
What?
Like
Oh,
Because
like seeing like the kids like mobbing that.
yeah, and like actually fucking swerving like this close to cars and like, because
Yeah.
for me, like I grew up skateboarding, which I don't know like exactly what your history is with skating, but I know there's something there. But
Oh really?
I grew up like my whole like fucking teen years skateboarding. So it's like I kind of relate to those kids and like I know how it is because like I don't think we did anything like that insane, but we would like bomb hills and like
Yeah.
be skating in the street, your board would go out and like you get honked at and shit. So it's like I kind of get it, but at the same time I'm like, please fucking don't swerve towards my car, because like what if you fucking fall on my windshield and then like what do I do? How do I handle this?
I know, right?
Did you skate?
Yeah, I skate more now, or in the last few years than I did when I was a kid, because I was always playing football and baseball and whatever else I was doing. So like skating, like I wasn't like I didn't have that much interest. It was hard too, and but it wasn't until like high school, like the end of high school, I started skating with my boys and getting better at it. And I was like, oh, I'm getting better. Like this is actually kind of fun. And then during the pandemic, man, what else are we gonna do? We went to the skate park.
Yeah.
We got really good at skating at the skate park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we were there like almost every other day.
Yeah.
And then we started DJing at the skate park. And
shit.
so now, like, we turned up. I taught my homie how to DJ. I skate, he DJ, I DJ, he skate, like, back to back. And, like, it was fun.
Nice, man.
So, yeah, I started skating more later in life.
That's crazy.
To bring it back kind of like full circle here, because I also work with kids. I work with kids who have autism, and I'm like, I give them like behavioral therapy. And I feel like kind of like a identity crisis all the time because like, I don't know how many of the viewers have like seen our podcast, but it's pretty like, you know, X-rated, I'd say. And like, I mean, at least in my eyes, maybe I like view it as like worse than it is, but you know, we get pretty raunchy and like filthy on there. And then I'm like working with these like little kids, and I'm like working in schools and stuff, and I'm like, fuck, like I have such like two polar opposite like activities going on,
man.
You know?
And that's one of the things that kind of wanted to stop me from being a teacher was like, like, oh man, like these kids don't need me in their lives.
Like
in
what sense?
I be turned up, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, what does that even mean though? You know what I mean? Because there's adults who are clean cut, clean edge, and all this other stuff, probably look like the perfect teacher, but really they're assholes.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm a good person, and it doesn't matter what I do, if anything, it gives me the advantage because I can connect with the kids more.
Absolutely.
So like, I feel you on the identity crisis because it's like, it's also kind of part of growing up too, you know, kind of reaching a higher level and seeing things in the bigger perspective. Like, yeah, I'd love to be like, nah, I'm just going to focus on this and turn up and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, do the music. But it's like, if I just did that, like I'd have nothing. At some point, it's like, I don't even have anything to draw inspiration from, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you still got to live, you know? And so it's like, like, I think it's more of an ego thing. Like, why do I want to make myself look like, or no, I'm sorry. I don't want to be like the DJ, artist, whatever, this and that, and be too cool for school. Because then it's like, education sucks, is lame, but it's actually really important. But unfortunately, education system has a bad rap because of the, you know, hundreds of years of system that's been in place from the, you know, the early 1900s.
Yeah. I've heard stuff about like very like, this is how do I put this? I've only heard like such a small amount of this like information and this take on school, but I've heard it was started like the purpose for starting school was to basically get people to be like conforming to like what like your government and like your country wants you to be. So like you just become like a citizen who just like listens and follows the rules and like does the national anthem every morning and stuff. What's your take on that?
Yes and no, but I also feel like it's also like used to wean out like certain people who can't like think the same way that the system wants them to think. Because you gotta think like, if you build a system that's geared towards a certain intellect to achieve with also a certain background of motivation, they'll succeed to the top, you know, because of whatever support system they have. But the side that doesn't get the support because it's like unorthodox or whatever, and I'm like talking very broadly or generally, but like what happens to them, you know? Either they you know, they graduate or they don't, and then back in the early 1900s, like it was all factories. So who's going to fill the factories? It's the people that couldn't get to that level,
and they're just going to fill.
It reminds me of those like I don't know if you guys have seen these, but like TikToks or Reels where it'll be some dude like riding in a truck, and it'll be like, when I wanted to be funny in high school, and now I wake up at 4 a.m. to go to work. It's like,
you know? Kind of like they didn't take it serious. I guess.
So now they're like waking up at 4 a.m. to like pour concrete or whatever, you know? So I'm like,
But you know, there's like different perspectives of that, because you could have somebody waking up at 4 a.m. to go to the office job, and they're like, fuck, I took this shit too serious.
Yeah, like I didn't live.
You know,
by the end of their 30s, they're like, well, what have I been?
Yeah, fuck, you know? Because I think that all the time. Because I went to college and like graduated and everything, and I always followed the rules. And like, I literally had a 4.0, like, you know, subtle flex here, but like 4.0 my whole college journey.
No, that's a big achievement.
And then now I graduate, and it's like, damn, like I just kept my nose down the whole time. Like I didn't even go to parties or anything in college. So I'm like, fuck.
Do you feel regretful?
Slightly.
Do you think you're more regretful because of the fact that where you are isn't really where you want to be right now?
Not at all.
Like, do you
No,
think,
I'm just like, fuck, I could have like lived like I was in a movie, you know?
but do you think like right
Instead,
now?
I just like took the boring route and did what I was told
Yeah,
and
I
like
feel you.
worked 2 jobs and was burnt out all the time, you know, and stressed and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I make shit money and it's like, what was it all for?
Do you
know?
think like do you think right now if you had like a really great job like from your degree and like or making like $60 an hour and like you're in like I don't know the psychology field or something, like do you think you'd be like, well, it was worth it?
Yeah. Is that where you were going with
Yeah,
that?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like, you think just because kind of right now you're like not where you want to be with what you did.
Yeah. I think that was like an undertone that I wasn't consciously aware of until this very moment. So
Oh, nice.
you just brought that out of me.
Nice.
It's great.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. I mean, yeah.
You still did a lot, you know. I don't. You like. I mean, from my experience, it's not like you were just at home. At least, like,
Yeah.
no, like cut off your friends and you know. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure there was
Like-
they could have enjoyed it more.
Yeah,
Sure,
like
yeah.
MIA.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know those students who are like, I can't do anything. I'm studying tonight. Like,
Yeah.
but every day.
Yeah.
But you were like that. You were pretty like I got homework and you know
Yeah.
you definitely would think about the next day all the time. Like I gotta go to school tomorrow.
I'd try to live when I could, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like there was a stage where I was just so burnt out, and then I discovered like how fun drinking was, and then I went out for a little bit, and I would just get like hammered and
Yeah,
just throw
man.
up like 2 hours after the party started, you know?
So for you being like a DJ and in that scene where you kind of had to stay up late a lot of times,
During school.
yeah, like
Yeah.
how was that?
Oh, dude, when I started DJing, it got so much harder to stay on school. I'm not gonna lie. I only probably passed because of the pandemic.
Because you were able to do it at home and like
Yeah,
Go
like
on.
honestly, my grades were slipping. My mind wasn't there. Like I could act like, I would have pulled it through, and then like I might have.
Yeah, who
Or
knows?
I probably would have. You know, I wouldn't have if it got that serious. You feel me? But like,
You're talking about college, right?
yeah, college. But you know, when the DJing came into the picture, and this is after the summer of 2019, so we had thrown like 3 house parties.
yeah.
You know, and so I'm like kind of in this, and then I'm 21 too. I just turned 21
Oh, yeah.
like 6 months ago before that. So I'm outside in the bars, you know, because I worked downtown. I worked at Surlos for like almost 4 years, you know. So I would go, and then my apartment was MJC East, like across the street.
Oh, nice.
So I'm passing through the bars on my way home for a drink on the weekdays, you know, and I don't get off work till 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like perfect timing.
Yeah, do my thing, wake up in the morning, 9 o'clock class, like just knock it out, be there all day, come back, go to school or work, do it again, you know. And then when the DJing came, it was like on the weekends. Now I'm partying on the weekends, doing this and that, you know. And I'm in my apartment, man. I was in the studio a lot, you know. I had my mind on a lot of different things. And school was like easy enough for me where I was like I could do this and not really care. But like those last 2 years, it got harder, man.
Yeah, dude, like having to stay at 2 a.m. and then wake
Yeah.
up.
Because
And your weekends like you're supposed to be your revamp kind of thing.
yeah, man, and there's no days off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when you live that lifestyle.
That's what it takes, I guess, huh?
Yeah, but it wasn't very healthy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like I appreciate that time though, because like despite how unhealthy it was, it really kind of like put me in the right path when the pandemic hit, because I was like, let's slow down, you know. We're not going outside. We don't, you know.
Yeah.
We're gonna stay inside and do this. Maybe we'll go to the skate park, you know. So it was like the whole lifestyle went complete 360.
Nice, yeah, because it could have led to some crazy habits or something.
Yeah, man. Like,
Hey, is that fine if it goes to sleep?
yeah, it's
Okay.
okay.
Damn. Did you graduate from college?
Yeah,
Bachelor's?
yeah. And communications.
So what kept you like going to college if you found DJing like before you graduated? Like,
So my whole thing was like, if I keep writing this out, like by the time I graduate, I'll be good. I'll have enough money and the degree will be extra.
okay, yeah.
But I mean, obviously the pandemic lasted a lot longer than most of us thought.
Yeah, and that shut down a lot of functions, right? Like a lot
Yeah.
of opportunities to DJ and all that stuff.
Yeah, and just like at the end of the day too, I probably was like over my head. Like I had still had a lot more, like from that moment, say 2020, or say I graduated 2021. From that moment to where I'm at now, honestly took a lot of work and a lot of work to put in for me to even think that I would have been there right now. So I was also, what's the word say? Like I was kind of in over my head about it.
Yeah, like thinking you'd be good and like really great.
Yeah.
And everything that was like, oh, it takes time to get really, because you learned a lot, I'm sure, just like every booking and everything like that, practicing on your own, like you're probably a way better DJ for sure.
Yeah, man. Like there's so many different like instances and scenarios that you go through when you like DJ different environments, whether it's a family party, private party, bar, you know, the brewery, a quince, a wedding. Like, man, you gotta keep in count for so much. You know, you gotta play music that these people are like these are their memories, you know. You got to bring out that inner kid.
It's got a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
You know?
we've all been there where it's
Especially
like they're not playing good music or whatever. It's like back to back to back. You're like, I don't even want to be here, you know.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of like trial and error where it's like, you know, oh, I know they're gonna like this song. These guys, I could tell these guys grew up in the 80s. They're gonna like the 80s rock. You know, 80s dads, you know. And then there's like the 90s hip hop heads, like, you know, I can kind of figure out who they are kind of by like how they speak to me and what they ask for, you know.
Do you think you have to kind of study music in a sense of like having a wide range of like music tastes?
You got to be a historian.
Right?
You got to be a historian. You got to know what was cracking when they was, I mean, say like the bride and groom. Yeah, they're going to want like all the new music, but you got to think in like what was cracking when they were in high school, you know. That brought back the most memories, you know. And it's just like, well, what was popping back then? You know what I mean? So it's a lot. It's a fun game to play, though. How I see it, it's a fun game to play.
To see what the reaction is and see if you get it right.
Do you have like saved playlists for when you're like, okay, I know I'm going to like a fucking 80s like honky white people wedding? Do you have like a playlist for that? Yeah. Like some Billy Ray Cyrus or something?
I have a whole, I mean, besides country, like I have a country playlist that I can play in and out of. So it's like I think about it like this, how I got my playlist. And this is I still like this takes time to like organize and all that. But like, you know, I have the country playlist, and then I have the 90s hip-hop playlist, and then I got the 80s hits, and then the 90s hits over here. It's like, all right, we're going to vibe over here, flip it over here, then we'll come back over here. If they're not biting that, then maybe go back to the country, and then, okay, that's a safe spot. Now I know I can come back to here, you know, but now I can, like, open, once they get all more happy and turned up, you know, now we throwing hip-hop in there, and now they're like, I remember this, you know.
Do you think, because there's always, I feel like those moments of like, they're playing, like DJs or whatever, are playing really good music, and then there's like maybe one or two songs back to back that everyone kind of starts like leaving, and they like sit down, like regain themselves. Do you ever like plan that? Or do you think that's just like coincidence where it's like, oh, they didn't like the song, so they took advantage and like refreshened up and went to the bathroom and stuff?
A lot of DJs do that on purpose, and it's not that like they don't like the song, and they just play a lower energy song. So say like you have like 2-3 songs and back to back, like the beat's like
upbeat,
you know, that like say it's that fast, and then you switch it up and you say something on the mic, and now the beat's like you know, you just flip the whole script of what the party was, but you kind of need that. What if you burn them out? And then when people are tired and cranky and drunk,
shit might go bad.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
And then plus you want alcohol sales too. So you want to have those downtimes for people to go to the bars. Unless it's one of those nights where it's like, it doesn't matter if they're at the bar. You know what I mean? Then it's constant, you know.
Trying to get every good hit banger.
But if it's just you and like the club or bar, it's like, you know, it's good to have those chill moments, and you can just like let yourself breathe. Because like for me, like I get dialed in. Sometimes like I'll do like the verse or hook, however the song is structured, all the way until the second time the hook comes, and I'm out of the song. And that's like fast.
That's like 1 minute in, right?
But it's like sometimes you have to do that, because on the second verse, you're like half the people might be singing it, and if half the people are still singing it, that's good. But like say like a quarter are only singing it, it's like, okay, now I can see people are losing interest, you know.
Because attention span nowadays, huh?
Do you play? You don't play like the whole song, right? Like when you're DJing?
No.
Are there ever like events where you would play like songs all the way through, or no?
If they're like really appreciating the song and they're like going hard, I'm like, I'm not gonna stop you.
Okay.
Or if I do want that energy to die down, you know.
Do you have like a fan favorite? You can remember that you feel pretty.
What are some go-tos?
A song I could just play the whole time.
I just know, like you just know you're gonna get a good reaction off of it.
Like the whole song,
at least
beginning to end. Bartender, T-Pain.
Really?
I could comfortably play that from beginning to end until the last hook, and no, we're good. I could play that comfortably from beginning to end, the whole 3 or something minutes. And,
and you know it's gonna be good.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Do you wait until people are like faded to play that one, or like does it matter?
It depends. I like to play it kind of towards the end of the night because it's like that sing along, and then you get to shout out the barterners.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're like,
And they're good looking, you know. Hey, shout out the bartenders, you know.
Nice.
You know, or just showing love, you know. Then I say tip your bartenders because that's really why I do it.
yeah.
Nice.
Do you get tips as a DJ as well?
Oh yeah, if I put a tip jar out there,
I
Oh,
never
shit,
even
nice.
thought of that, which I should.
I make
never
good money
even
with the
thought of
tips.
that, like to be like, oh, actually, let me go. The only time I've ever thought, well, I don't go out like that. So
Yeah,
I
I
think
feel
that's
you.
why I'm not even in that part.
Yeah.
And we haven't even seen. I don't think we haven't seen you DJ.
Ever? Yeah.
really?
I don't
Yeah,
think
not
so.
yet.
are you guys gonna have to go to Blaker on a Friday?
On a Friday or
It's like-
on Friday?
It's on Friday. Well, usually this Friday actually. But
Can you pull some strings and see if they'll sponsor the pod?
at Blaker,
Our pod?
yeah, for sure.
But let's just do a
Just
podcast.
kidding.
Put a
instead of
banner
DJ.
in there, with some stickers.
But that I want to see because Lindsay's always, and we've met Tristan through Lindsay, which is Chris's like now girlfriend.
Yeah.
And there's definitely been some moments where it's like, oh, you know, he's gonna DJ, but it's always just been bad like timing.
Yeah.
Because I want to see you because she's like, no, you're really good, which I believe, of course. And I'm like, I'm hyped because I think it's just so cool when anyone's doing their profession and you know them. Like, it's just like the best thing ever. I think just to be able to see them in their craft and like just see them like doing what they love. You know? So if not Friday soon for sure, because that'd be really cool.
It's good. Yeah, I'll let me know. Like, I'd be love to have you guys. It's early too. It's like 7:30 to 10:30,
Oh, nice.
perfect.
which is like nice
because I
it's
think that's the hard part too. Is like fuck, it's like late usually, and then it's like last second.
Yeah.
and you're like, dude, I'm not going.
Yeah,
out,
and
like,
you
1
work
a.m.
the next day too.
But yeah, if it works out, that'd be fun.
I have a question. I've heard through the grapevine, I don't know if this is true or not, but that like you came back from Humboldt, right, which is where you went to college.
yeah.
I heard that you had like a bad psychedelic trip,
Yeah.
and that was like one of the reasons you decided to come back.
That wasn't the reason why I came back, but like, all right, so like, what happened was like in high school, you know, I did mushrooms for the first time, like my senior year.
Yeah.
It was a dope experience, and it was really enlightening.
nice.
And then I did it again, and it was like the same experience, but more like comfortable. And then I did like another experience over summer, and then after the end of that trip, like it was like I felt good, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, I can do this. You know what I mean? So I'm in Humboldt. I'm in an environment which
Is that
guys
why you
should
went to
never
Humboldt?
do psychedelics if you're not comfortable with your environment.
Oh fuck.
Why weren't you comfy?
I mean, I was shout out to my roommates. You know what I mean? They're all good people, but like I didn't really know them that well at the time.
Yeah.
They weren't like family or friends.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We known each other for a month and a half.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and we're at the beach doing them, and like, you know, like at that, like I kind of just like reality hit where I'm like, oh man, like we're at the beach. It was fun. It was a good
I
trip.
ain't shit. I ain't never gonna be shit. Just kidding.
It was just like one of those things where it's like, man, like I don't know these people.
Yeah.
Why the hell are they driving my car?
Oh,
shit,
fuck.
just like
They
in
were
your
sober.
head.
They had a sober driver, but like he was one of the roommates, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
or dorm mates, or he lived across the dorm, and like he was like, you know, stressed out, and like
Oh,
I was
shit.
just like, oh man, we're stressing him out because
Why was he stressed out?
you know I don't think he was used to ever being around people on psychedelics and just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of responsibility.
And you can't like freak out.
Yeah, because then they'll
Yeah.
notice. But then you kind of just pick up on every little micro detail, and you're like, "Oh, you're freaking out."
I'm picking up on it. Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
freaking out, but he's
you can
freaking
see
out.
like you're not comfortable. You're not like, "Ah, you'll be fine,
Yeah.
Tristan." He's more like, "Are you gonna be fine?" You know?
yeah, no.
do you not believe
he's
in me?
driving. So.
Thank you for staying tuned to the Know Your Sepsis podcast. This is episode 1.6 with the Cozy Show that you are watching. Stay tuned for new content. Oh yeah.
Nah, yeah, but long story short, yeah, it turned into, I mean, I don't personally believe in bad trips or good trips. I mean, the trip is what it is. It's just kind of what was like in my psyche at the time. So whatever subconsciously surfaced, you know, I kind of was like, damn, I'm out here by myself. Like, I really don't have any home. Like, I have a few friends out there from home.
Yeah.
But, like, at the moment, I'm tripping, you know, I'm like,
Like you really got in that hole.
Yeah,
Like
like-
being like homesick in a way and stuff.
yeah, it was like being homesick and also, like, yeah, it was like being homesick on mushrooms.
Oh, that's
That was, like, the theme,
awful.
But also kind of like,
Because you're far, so you can't even like just like run away back to your grandma's or something.
yeah.
Like you have.
And it wasn't like you're just on a vacation out there. You're
Yeah,
like, you're,
you know.
you're there.
That's what I get scared of because we plan on moving to San Diego. And good thing I'm not like doing any drugs or anything. But I would get scared of that like panic of like I don't know if I want to be here and like I
Yeah.
want to go home. But I know like you're already in an apartment, like you already have everything
Fuck.
there, and you're like fuck. Like at least I have to wait.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I just get that like scared of like that panic that sets in of like just the way you look at it is way more intense. Like you're looking at it like, oh my god, I'm just with Chris and a few other friends and that's it, and I'm far and my mom's gone and
Yeah.
my sister's gone, and you know, you get like that. You could get really bad in that.
Yeah, even when I had my apartment in Modesto, I was like, man, like, I'm really, like, independent out here, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. You come home to like an empty kitchen, and
Yeah,
you're cooking,
man.
and you're like, Jesus. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's the kind of shit that like some days you think is like regular and you're excited, and then all it takes is like 1 or 2 days, and you're like, it's cold in here, you know, like I'm cold, like
Yeah.
I want to be home.
Yeah. So what's the know your substance like meaning behind the brand?
It's pretty much just kind of knowing what you're worth, man. It's really just like, it plays onto a lot of different things, you know, knowing your worth. What are you willing to sacrifice to be where you want to be? You know what I mean? It doesn't take much. I mean, you could be, it could be anything, you know, like, you know, I know I'm good at this and this is what I'm worth, you know, I'm not worth anything less. And it's also knowing what you're putting into your body too, you know?
Yeah, that was where my mind went. Like when I
Yeah.
first heard the
like,
name.
Like, obviously substances like drugs too, but like it's more than drugs. It's like, it's the food we eat, it's the water we drink, it's the vitamins we take, it's also like the foods we choose to eat, and
Yeah.
the businesses we just choose to consume too, you know what I mean? I mean, there's so much stuff that's bad for us that we've been programmed to like, well, this is just what we
Not
do.
even question.
But
Yeah.
like, it's banned in other countries.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
for real.
Like, what are we doing to ourselves, you know?
I
So-
just bought a stainless steel pan to cook my food in because I've always used like the Teflon like non-stick ones.
Wow.
And like the viewers of the Cozy Show know that I'm very like anal about what I put on my body too. And
Shout out the viewers from the
shout out the Cozy Show if you're listening.
Shout out the Cookie Show.
And the Pursuit of Coziness. But yeah, like the non-stick pans apparently have like really bad chemicals in them. Like that's what makes it like non-stick, and it's like really bad for your like hormones and endocrine system.
You got stainless steel?
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that must have cost a pretty penny, no?
Yeah, I was like fucking $45 for a
one
goddamn, and I got a used one, if you can believe that,
Wow.
on Amazon.
Damn.
Yeah, I had a gift card though, so I was
The guy
like,
before
fuck
you just put hella microplastics in.
it. It's like this motherfucker thinks he-
This motherfucker thing is coming up.
It stepped on stainless steel. Ain't nothing pure nowadays.
fuck.
That's
But yeah, it's supposed to be like one of the healthiest options to
So
cook in.
Teflon is bad.
Yeah.
Don't
Like
use
non-stick
Teflon.
pans,
Yeah,
anything
add that to the
non-stick. And apparently there are chemicals that like stay in your body forever. I don't know if that's just like something to make you scared or if it's true.
It's
But
probably true.
probably.
yeah.
Comment below if you have Teflon in the house.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Throw
like
away right now.
98% of the, because that's all we ever fucking had, you know?
Yeah, why
It's
not?
like-
I mean, you don't have to use Pam or not, you know.
yeah. Stainless steel is kind of a bitch though, because like my eggs be sticking.
It'd be
you know?
hella crusty.
Yeah. I put like hella butter, so I have to keep
Yeah.
putting butter so it doesn't
Oh,
stick.
nice. So instead of using the bad stuff, you just add more butter. Which
Butter's
is great.
good for you.
But a lot? I've always heard like
It's a healthy fat as long as you're getting good butter, but
Just
not like
boiling it.
not like artificial canola oil shit.
what is good butter?
Just like real butter,
What's
where it's
your
just like
favorite
milk
butter?
and cream.
What's your favorite butter?
I love the one with like the deer on it. I don't know what it's called, the brand, but it's like
Oh, is it like kind of like gray green?
it might be an elk. Huh?
Is it like
I know
gray
which one
green?
it
and
is.
a
I think
gray
it's
green?
yellow and green and maybe a little bit of like
No,
blue
the
and purple.
container.
I don't get the container. I get the sticks.
Yeah, you get the stick one.
Yeah, the stick ones. That's the good shit.
I get the tubs of stuff.
yeah, I think you have oils in that. That's not very good for you. If you're asking me.
Why?
Because okay, so like canola oil and like vegetable oil, most oils are really bad for you because they're just like synthetic. Like they're from like food technically, but it's being like altered in like a lab somewhere, and that's the same shit that they use to like lubricate like car engines and shit, or at least they used to.
Jesus.
But Yeah, so it's like it's a very unnatural
That's why I'm
thing.
fueled up. I got me running.
It's not the best. To, like,
Yeah.
it's not the best to put in your body. So
Yeah.
olive oil is supposed to be like pretty safe.
I think
Really?
olive oil.
Do you guys use
So I
avocado
use-
oil?
Apparently, that's a really
good.
unhealthy one.
You?
Avocado oil is unhealthy?
I've heard.
Really?
Unhealthy?
Avocado, sunflower, like all these things that sound like it's natural.
It's not.
It's like the fucking food industry trying to like make it seem like
organic.
this is healthy for you.
Did
Yeah.
you, do you have like a top 3? Is there anything that you know that's good?
Oils,
Yeah.
it's just olive oil and butter. Oh, I've never tried this one, but apparently like beef tallow, which is just like fat, so it's similar to butter.
I had a steak today and it had like, do you like fat on your steak?
Yeah.
I like the chewy part, right?
Yeah, not too much, but like enough to like,
Eat the, like if it's a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah, I was
Enough
eating
for
that
everybody.
all. Like I had a ribeye, I had a ribeye steak, and like on the side, it had like all the fat. I was eating that shit. Oh,
Really?
Oh my god, I was so hyped. I was like cooking it with my mom because she was trying to like show me how to do it.
Yeah.
And oh my god, I was salivating. I was so hungry. I hadn't ate this whole morning. I hadn't ate since 2:00 of the night before or the day before.
Holy
man.
shit!
Yeah,
So you
so-
scarfed it down.
Yeah, dude, I ate that and it filled me up, but it was a big one. But yeah, it filled me up. I wanted beans. I had some beans, but
If there's one thing about Jaime is he loves fucking meat. You know,
Yeah.
not fucking meat, but he loves meat. You
you know
know,
that too. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
like he'll just send me like no context,
sirloin.
just
Yeah.
videos of steaks.
Look at that mutton.
God, do you like steak?
Yeah, I do. I try not to eat red meat, but I can't like avoid a good steak. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
or ribeye.
Does your grandma cook a lot, or it's your grandma, right?
Yeah, it's my
Okay,
grandma.
making sure.
Yeah, she cooks a lot right now. Yeah, sometimes we go back and forth where I'm cooking a lot, but
Nice.
I haven't been cooking lately.
I've learned to like love cooking, but it's just like the time that it takes to do it. It's like fuck.
It does
I
take a
never
lot
want
of
to
time.
set aside like at least like an hour block, you know, of time. And I'll find these recipes. It's like 20-minute recipe, 30 minutes, and it always takes me like an hour plus. I'm like,
Right, because it's your first time, huh?
yeah, probably not that efficient.
I feel it. Sometimes like stuff that used to take me really long to like cook, like cut up. Now I'm just like, all right, I just like I'm able to like do it faster, and I'm not so like overcooking stuff anymore too. I guess too. So
Nice.
like I have certain things I'll cook, like you know, like chicken and fried rice or the rice-a-roni packs, you know.
Yeah.
Or just, you know, making stir fry, just cook vegetables or cook the meat, then throw the
Banging.
vegetables in there, and then just have something like potatoes on the side or rice.
Yeah.
Anything with vegetables, like a meat, like that was like what I would do a lot when I had my apartment.
Yeah.
Now that my grandma has a barbecue, well, we don't have one right now, but when we did,
Wait, what do you mean? You gave it away?
she sold it
Oh,
Damn.
so
Oh,
she
what
could
the
buy
fuck?
a new one.
Did you have to meet
Oh,
with
she can
some
buy a new
like?
one?
Yeah, but she hasn't bought it yet.
Oh, well, tell her to get on that.
Oh, grandma,
Come on,
I'm
Grandma.
hungry.
Did you have to meet with some like stranger from marketplace to pick it up?
Nah, we had a yard sale.
Oh, my mom always like sells stuff on marketplace, and then she like calls me to come over, so she doesn't get like kidnapped or something.
Yeah,
you
she's
know?
like, come tell me to help sell this couch.
My sister,
Yeah.
she like sold her car and she's like, come with me because I don't know this guy. But my mom ended up going. I was like, okay. Is your grandma the one that hurt her leg? Didn't she
Yeah,
hurt her leg?
on Mother's
She,
Day.
like, broke it or something?
Really?
Broke her ankle on Mother's Day.
Damn.
Yeah. How is she doing now?
She's doing great now. She's actually doing her exercises with like her bike, and then she's like, you know.
Oh,
her-
so it's just taking it serious.
yeah, because like my
Nice.
ankle, I broke my ankle, so I know what it's like. You know, everything she went through, I was like, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know,
be
like
patient and all that stuff.
yeah, and like no, I'm like, all right, well, if you're not gonna like, you could like stretch it out, but now you gotta build muscle.
Yeah, you have to strengthen stuff.
Yeah,
or
it's like
else
a brand new limb.
like,
That's how I saw it. I felt like my
Yeah.
tree branch got broke. I cut it off. They put a new tree branch on, and
Yeah.
that shit just like,
Did you break it skating?
yeah,
Wow. What were you trying? What were you doing,
rock the fakie.
bro? That's how I broke my arm.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey.
When I was like 9 years old, I was doing rock to fakie
Rock to
on like a
fakie,
bigger, quarter pipe.
Fake the fucking break it.
And I fell on my wrist, like it was like this underneath me, and it wasn't even bad, but it was just like a little fracture, the
okay.
old radius.
Yeah, dude, my shit snapped.
Damn, how it was traumatic.
Cause I was in San Francisco with shout out to Cameron, shout out to Coda.
Shout out.
Yeah, we was in Frisco.
Oh, the tattoo guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I did the rock. This was like in Frisco. This big. I forgot what the park's called, but it was a big
Potrero?
wall. It might have been. No, it wasn't Potrero.
Oh,
It was like a wooden one.
Soma?
And it has, like,
no,
a
not
bull.
Soma.
No.
Balboa Park.
Okay.
It might have been Balboa.
Anyways,
Good try.
Like it has like
I don't
wooden
know.
ramps and stuff.
I've never even skated in San Francisco. I just know like a lot of spots.
Oh, okay. I don't remember, but yeah, the bull rock to fake you up, rock to break you down. You know.
Oh man.
Hey, have
Yeah,
you seen that
fuck.
one movie? Which the one we want about the skateboarding guys? The
movie?
not the boys.
Lords of Dogtown?
No, it was about the little kid and he was friends with all the bigger kids.
Mid '90s.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Oh,
I barely just watched it for the first
Doesn't
time.
it take place in San Francisco?
I think it's LA.
Yeah, I was in LA.
I think it's LA.
Nice.
I do want to watch that.
It's
Jonah
pretty
Hill's
good.
sick.
What did we
Yeah.
watch?
So how did that go? Did you like ride the BART home with a broken ankle?
No, I couldn't the guys couldn't hardly even get me out of the bowl.
Dude.
Oh, because that's
Like they needed me to like help too, but like bro, I'm like
in pain.
like how do you?
It's traumatic. I mean, for me, it was like traumatic.
Like
and then I
the
broke.
bowl was like to the top of there.
Yeah.
that's
Like, it was
rough.
deep. So we had kids from the skate park. The Cameron and Coda picked me up as a kids, like just random ass kids skating. They just dragged me out of the bowl,
That's sick.
and then I took my shoe off, and I knew it was
Dude.
bad because then like my shit just said,
Oh, just dead.
and like one of the girls like,
She was just
Yeah.
shocked.
yeah, I was like,
the
yeah, she's
worst.
tripping. This is bad.
What did you do? What did you have to do?
I was with the guys, and I was just hopping to the car. We went to the ER. I was in there for like 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. In San
Yeah.
Fran?
in San Francisco, we kind of went towards Daly City.
Mhm.
Yeah, bro, it sucked.
Dude, I broke my arm doing that, and then a year later, I broke my arm snowboarding,
Oh man.
and that time was so much worse. Like my, it was like both bones, and it was like a V, like, and I remember like, I was with my dad and like one of my friends, and when they like came, because they saw me fall, they're like, "Oh my god," because I fell like hard. I was like trying to do this box that like I probably shouldn't have been doing it, and. Yeah, they came up and like their reactions were fucked. Like they were just like, "Oh my god!" Like just dude, like terrified. And I'm just sitting there.
When you were
like-
young.
Yeah, I was like 11 or 10 years old. Yeah,
See, this was my first broken bone.
Oh.
yeah.
So I'm just like,
Is Rock the Fakey something you could have done, or was it your first? Like, were you learning it?
you know, I'd done it like many times before, but it's just like we had skated all day the day before.
Always like that when you're just tired.
Yeah,
like,
we were just tired, and I was kind of high too, so I was just like being lazy, and that laziness literally just led to my board swiping out from under my feet. Cause like you get pretty vertical on that one, and so
Yeah.
it's like if your not weight isn't like
distributed right.
yeah, and so it was just one of like I could have it probably could have been because I'm high, or it could have been because I'm tired, it could have been because I wasn't paying attention. It's
Yeah.
everything, you know. What I
Did
mean?
it sober you up?
No, bro. I had
Really?
the craziest adrenaline rush.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
wow.
And it made me appreciate the human body. Because think about, like, what if I was in the wild and I broke my ankle? And I had to fight a bear.
Such a man.
And I had to fight
Place.
a bear.
And yeah, you're fucked. You're dead.
Like, I don't know if I'd win, but, like, I have enough energy to at least, like, figure
up a
it out.
fight.
Like, either, maybe not
Fight
a
a
bear. Bear
Yeah,
I'll
maybe
fight.
like a deer.
Yeah, no, not a deer. Maybe,
What
like,
about like a warthog?
mountain lion.
Okay.
I think a
let's
mountain
go
lion's
down.
worse, dude.
Let's go back down more.
Take it down a notch.
Like an anteater.
A wild hog.
Bobcat.
Oh, man.
Like, it's something
A zebra.
It's something, not where I could beat it up, but, like, where I could, like, not get it to kill me.
Are you saying with the broken ankle?
Yeah, like I have enough adrenaline and energy where I'm like, you know,
I don't think you're surviving a mountain lion.
like
or
I'm
a bear.
not gonna feet my, like I'm not gonna feel my ankle. You know what I mean?
Oh, like you think like, okay, with the
Like, I'm not
shock of the
gonna run
attack,
on
you're going to
it.
be like, oh, like fuck the ankle, let's get down to business.
Yeah,
Ah.
like you know, if I had to like climb up a tree, I probably could have. You know?
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Like the survival instinct, where it was like
Something
I gotta-
would happen.
I
Well,
gotta
Chris
get
had
out
a
of
story recently about needing survival instinct, and that went out the window.
What?
here. Explain.
Oh, you fuck.
We'll say it again on our pod, too.
Not even on my own pod.
Yeah, say it here. We'll say it
Yeah, I'm
again.
not very proud of this, but okay. So
And give some context of like how much you've thought about this before. Like every man does, I'm sure, or every person. Think about give that.
why don't you fucking tell it?
Okay, let me get the context.
You tell it.
So like, you ever have like you're home, you're home alone, you're home with people.
Yeah.
And it's just you and your grandma, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'm sure you've had those scenarios where you're like, well, what if someone wants to like break in, or
Yeah.
what if someone like knocks on the door and we don't know who it is, or stuff like that, where you're like, you play scenarios in your head. I'm
Yeah.
gonna grab this. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna beat this, you know, like you just play that in your head. And I feel like especially as like a man, like as a protector, like your fucking grandma's not gonna do anything, you know? I mean, she might kick ass, but like you kind of think like, oh shit, like I'm kind of the first line of defense.
Yeah, for sure.
So Chris obviously has done that a long time, so they kind of put that to the test. So what went down?
Okay, so I was home alone, fast asleep, and I woke up in a panic because I heard someone knocking on my front door. And I sat up in bed and I was like, am I tripping, or is that like actually somebody knocking, you know? And then I think I started to get up and then I heard it again and I was like, oh fuck, like somebody is knocking at my door. And I was sleeping naked, so I put on some shorts. And then I don't know, my instinct was just to start flipping lights on. So I started turning on lights. I was like, I gotta let them know that I'm home. You know, like they're not just gonna...
Which I think is a solid first choice.
Yeah, it's like, better be good.
yeah. Like, I'm here.
You know, as you're gonna find out, that was basically my only choice. Was that I just flipped on some lights. I walked around like I had the biggest dick in town. You know, I was stomping around. And then I was looking out the windows and shit to see, you know, if I could see anybody. And I couldn't see anybody. And I was like, what the fuck? You know?
It's like 6 a.m. So it's like no one's really supposed to be knocking.
Yeah, it was like 6 a.m. It was still dark outside. And then I got back in bed because like nothing happened. And then I literally I was in bed for like a minute or two and then I heard it again. And I was like, motherfucker.
Just like knocking on the door.
Yeah. And then... I got up and I went to the door and I just stood there. I just stood there on the other side of my door. I didn't say anything
until someone knocked.
Jiu-jitsu blue belt here, and I don't know. I just froze. I didn't know what to do. I was like,
wait, so you never saw who was on the other, or if anybody was there?
I did end up finding out who it was the next day because my like neighbor, she has Ring cameras, and one like kind of points into my driveway. So I went over and I was like, hey. I had somebody knocking on my door and she was like, me too. And she's like, I watched him go over to your house after. And I was like, what the hell? And she's like, I have the video. So she sent me the video and it's just, I don't recognize the dude, but it's some guy probably like our age or a little older. I don't think I've even told you the update on this, huh?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay. And he like came to the door and he was he knocked on her door and my door and said like the same thing. Like, well, actually he didn't say anything to me because I didn't say anything to him. But at her door, he was just looking for somebody and she was like, I have no idea who that is. And she was like, wrong house. And he was like, I think he was faded because in the video he's like, oh, wrong house. And then,
oh, hell no.
And then he said something else as he walked down the like driveway. He's like, it was literally like gibberish. It sounded like he's like speaking a different language.
Lost.
And yeah, my neighbor, she's hella funny. She's like, I think he was tweaking. Like, yeah, probably.
What do you think you would do in those situations?
Well, I had a similar situation when I had my apartment.
Oh shit!
Yeah, really?
Apartment.
And my boy Vincent was living with me. He was in the living room, and then he's like, "Yo, someone's at the door." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "You don't have anybody supposed to be coming here?" I was like, "No." I'm like, this is like 3 a.m. 4 a.m.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like,
did he wake you up?
Yeah. So I peeked through the blinds. I see some like pretty fairly young, glasses. Like, I was just like,
like not threatening or
non-threatening for sure, but like, I was like,
who the fuck are you?
Yeah. So I was, I went to the door, I went to the screen, I'm like, what's good? He's like,
yeah, you gotta
can tell he's hella nervous,
Yeah.
And he's like, on his phone, he's like, yo, does so-and-so over there? It's like, nah, man, I don't know what you talking about, you need to leave.
Ooh.
Like, period. Like, it's too.
Better man than me.
I don't know nobody, like, you need to just go.
Oh, shit.
And he's like, all right. I'm like, nah, like, right now.
Damn.
Like, because it was freaking nuts.
Like, I got a gun.
It's like this.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a gun. I'm waiting to use it. Give your phone on the door. You hear that? That's just like a premium grade.
Just cocking it.
Yeah, like the app on your phone.
I know. No, what you use in like middle school?
And then he left?
God.
Yeah, he left. I mean, he probably was trying to look for someone, but like, I don't know.
It's just too risky.
Yeah.
Where I was living at the time, I was like,
no funny business.
yeah, they don't know.
I barely.
My mom reamed my ass and she's like, you need to fucking say something next time. Like, just through the door, be like, who is it? You know? And then so like they know like not to fuck with you, you know? I'm like, yeah. I think immediately that was my regret. I was like, I probably should have said something.
I mean, Yeah.
Just say
I think
something.
at least turning on
so
the
they know.
lights, like you weren't like sneaking. Because
Yeah.
honestly, I think sometimes my fear would take
Well,
over.
let's talk about Jaime's story here.
What was my story?
So
Do you have a similar story?
Jaime got a phone call from someone he was living with at the time. This is at his old apartment.
Oh, yeah.
He got a phone call because they have like a Ring camera.
Uh-huh.
And his brother-in-law was like, hey, he's the only one home. And he's watching True Detective, so he's scared.
Scared as shit because it's like a scary kind of show, an eerie kind of show.
His brother-in-law calls him. He's like, hey, there's some like weird lady at the door. She just came to the door like asking for, she has to come in, right?
Well, she was like wanting to talk, and she was like wanting to get information on like the neighbor's place. Like, hey, is this for sale or what's going on this
Yeah.
place? But I didn't hear any of that because I'm all the way in my room. Like, so he was just talking to her through the Ring camera, and he was basically like, hey, now like we're home. He like first said like we're home, but like we have COVID, so we don't want to open the door and like you know, and whatever. And then she was like kind of being a little weird. And then she like took off, and I was scared as shit when he called me because I was already like in a weird space to watching True Detective. It was like
Yeah.
the season finale, so like everything was just already on the like, peak weirdness. And what I did was he kind of gave me a vague description. It was like a white gal with like blonde hair.
Yeah.
And she was like in the street, or I could see that she was in the street. My blinds were closed, and I was so scared that she was gonna like look up at me that I didn't even like open the blinds. I checked through like the holes that the string go to through the blinds, and like had my eye through that and was just watching her, and I was fucking terrified. Like I just felt like she was gonna like sense my fucking nen or my presence and just be like
Just stare
and
at
like
you.
come back up and like break through me, you know? Like, what do you want from my house? I was so fucking scared. So I mean, I don't know. I'm no better. I'm no better. But I was telling him I used to live at the garage at my sister's place, and I just always used to play those scenarios. one, because I smoked, so I was just high. But two, it was like just think like this and the bed. And do you have a door right here that leads to the outside?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I would just be like, that door could see inside, and
You couldn't see outside.
I couldn't
too
see
at night.
outside because it was like really like it was like so the light wouldn't kind of get in.
So they could see inside,
Yeah.
but you couldn't see. Oh, huh.
Yeah,
But then in
unless
the
I'm,
day,
like,
it's flipped. It's like a tint kind of on the window.
Like
where,
unless
like,
in the like because in the darkness it's so dark out that I would have to like kind of go like this, and maybe I could see. And for them too, like they just had to go in, but they could see a lot more because like I have the TV on, everything's
Yeah.
illuminated. For them, it's like if they walk by, I wouldn't be able to see.
Yeah, for sure.
And I would always think like,
Yeah, that's freaky.
and it's that door is right by the side gate, which is not locked.
Oh.
And like that's like
No
every
lock,
house. Like
yeah.
anyone wants to break in, they're probably just gonna go through a side gate and break through the fucking yard. But I was like, well, this door is the first door they see, and I would just always play scenarios of like, what if like someone just wants to break in, they see my door, they fucking break in through it, and I'm the only one first before they get to my like sister and stuff, you know. And I mean, I'd always think I'd handle it, but you know, I think
You never know until
I
it
just get
happens.
so. I think I would get very scared, you know.
Yeah.
I was just like, what if they have a gun? You know?
I think that's the biggest thing.
And
'cause
I just woke up, bro. I was just like so not prepared for that.
yeah, it's just waking up is
Yeah.
rough.
Definitely regret
You,
something.
yeah, definitely like trying to like before you can even like that, you're already in fight mode.
Yeah, and like your eyes are bloodshot, and you're like, "What is going on?" And it's like getting woken up by like an alarm clock at 2 a.m. You're like, "What's? What? Did I miss something?" You know,
Yeah.
and you're just already on peak fucking L.
Yeah.
Was that your only time like a suspicious kind of thing happened?
No, but the other part was like I knew the person. And it was like
Ah.
some weird shit.
Weird scenario.
Yeah, it was some weird shit.
How's your security and stuff with like your DJ situation? Like, one, because of like the tech you have. I'm assuming it's all yours, right? When you bring
Yeah.
it? Like, because I know that, like, with bands and stuff, like, they have to, like, pack all their stuff and put it all in their car. Like, how does that go with you? And, like, are you ever scared that you're going to, like, get robbed or something?
No, it really depends. I've never really been too worried. Okay, so I do have a scenario. I'll tell you this one time though. That probably the only time I really actually felt like I was like
In danger.
in danger, but also like a sitting duck. Like I don't think they were
Uh-huh.
setting me up, but like I just felt like the situation they put me in, I was a sitting duck.
Oh.
So this is like 2019, 2020, and I had DJ for this girl before, and it was fine, you know, it was just low key. But I was supposed to do like a party, right?
Sorry, real quick. How long have you been DJing by then?
Probably 2 years.
Okay.
A year and a half, 2 years.
Uh-huh.
You know, and like this is when I had just invested in my new setup, so like I had a lot more expensive gear, and it was just like hella shit in my car, and you know, I get there, right, and we're in Stockton, in North Stockton, like just in the cut, like like I don't know where the fuck I'm at. You know what I mean? Like the street's not lit up at all.
And it's towards the end of the night, right?
Yeah, it's like off the freeway, like, you know what I mean? I think it was like near Hammer Lane, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it was just in the cut, you know what I mean? And like, I tried calling her, and she wouldn't answer. And I knew they were on a party bus, but like, yo, like,
Fuck, so was the arrangement... Oh, the arrangement wasn't DJ in the party bus, right?
like I was supposed to be there at 4, or like I was supposed to be there at a certain time, to set up.
Yeah.
And then they were supposed to be there at that certain time. So when that certain time came,
And they weren't there?
yeah, I was just like,
fuck,
okay,
yeah.
no one's answering. Like, I'm out. So I went all the way back to Modesto because there's people there. And we talked to them a little bit, you know.
But not the main girl that you're waiting for, right?
No, yeah, like I think they were there for it too. But like, I was just kind of like, all right, this is weird. Like,
But what, like, the venue wasn't open or something?
Yeah,
Like,
it
you couldn't
wasn't-
set up?
there was no light. Like, no, yeah,
Nothing. So
yeah.
it's like, I can't set up.
Yeah, and I didn't feel comfortable going around in some dark ass backside and knock
Yeah.
on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was
Fuck all
just,
that.
I was just like, honestly, I'm not even really making that much money. Like,
Whatever.
I'm out. Mm-hmm. So me and my homie dipped. And by the time we got back to Modesto, she called like, where you at? And so that was like 30 minutes, 40 minutes
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
I was just like, you need, like, we did. Like, there's nobody there. No,
Yeah.
like, and she's like, well, I want my deposit back. I'm like, fine. Like, all
Yeah.
right, peace.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know,
But you just felt sus, like, Jesus, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck's going on?
yeah, it was hella unprofessional.
Yeah. I mean, at least to give you a courtesy call. Be like,
Yeah,
yeah, we're going to
but-
be late. Just don't worry.
Yeah, or if like your phone died, like, figure it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
You have me on Instagram or something.
Yeah, they had other people hit me up like, where you at? I'm like, this and that. I was like, oh, well, we don't got a DJ now. I was like,
The fuck? Should have been there.
Sucks.
I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's one of those things, like, we gotta play it safe, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Fuck.
like you said, what's worst harm is that you lose a client and a deposit.
Yeah, it wasn't like
Your life.
$300,
Yeah,
$200
yeah.
for 3,000 worth of shit, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even now though, when I was in the Bay Area, when I was DJ at the strip club, I mean, it's somewhat of a sketchy area over there on Broadway, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm with the crime in San Francisco, how it is, you
Dude,
know, I was
it's
super
rough, I've heard.
aware. I just never leave anything in my car.
Yeah.
Like, the mindset you gotta have when you're in the Bay is like, if I leave something in the car,
It's gone.
it's gone. That's like the philosophy.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm gonna leave it in the car, it means I'm okay with it getting gone.
Do you do
Yeah.
that here? Like, do you, like, say you had, like, your laptop in your car or something? Would you put it, like, in your trunk if you're parked somewhere for an extended period of time?
If I pull up downtown and have my stuff on me, it's like I'm like really close to it. I'm only outside for 30 minutes.
Because I always get judged for, like, putting my, like, I'll have my laptop, like, it'll be in its case and stuff, so it's like maybe someone wouldn't know what it is.
Yeah.
But, like, Jaime always gives me shit for, like, always being anal about, like, if I'm not going to hide it, let me cover it with, like, a sweater or something.
No, you should
know?
always cover your stuff.
I
Like,
would say that.
Yeah, you do. You're like, Chris, it's fine. Like, it's not going to get torn.
I think
I'm like,
I'm barely
be too careful.
I'm barely learning that etiquette because I mean, growing up, I did see like my mom sometimes be like, "Oh, put this under the seat." or whatever.
yeah.
But I think that just like completely went out the window when I got my own car because I would just leave stuff all the time in
No,
my
yeah,
car,
for sure.
out in the open. And now that I've gotten older, I'm like, okay, let me put this laptop under my seat or let me put like anything that I think even looks valuable. Even if it isn't, like I'm like, let me just hide it so it doesn't,
Yeah.
like a speaker. I'll just throw it under a shirt.
Oh yeah, man. When I went to a concert when I was like a senior, and my homies, we parked in the alley like on Van Ness, or they did, and they straight up got bipped, and their laptop got stolen.
Damn.
Like when we went to the beach one time, like we left this big ass speaker in there, and that got bipped and stolen. Like, you know what I mean? It's like
Damn.
it's really not hard for people who are looking for that. Like,
just to
yeah. I mean, in Modesto, I'm really not too worried about it, but as I'm not in the Bay Area, like I would even leave it in there for a second.
Yeah.
Like I like
Back.
straight up, like unless like that's just how fast it can happen.
Yeah.
Thank you for staying tuned to the Know Your Sepsis podcast. This is episode 1.6 with the Cozy Show that you are watching. Stay tuned for new content. Oh yeah.
To the security whatever. So yeah, like you don't have security or anything, huh? I guess it just like whatever venue you're at is the
Yeah.
security. Because like I'm sure if you're at like a club or something, they'll help you and like take you like they'll be like, hey, like you're good. But like if it's like you're going to like I don't know like a quince, it's like I don't know if they have security to like help you or something. Like shit goes down, like like someone's getting rowdy or something. You're like fuck.
Yeah, honestly, like it's always good to and reassuring to have security at whatever venue I'm at. If I wanted to hire security, though, I can. Shout out to ANS.
Hey.
Tap in for all need security if you need that. Like if I felt uncomfortable going to somewhere in the Bay Area, I'd be like, hey, can 2 of y'all roll with me?
Yeah, nice.
You know what I mean?
That's cool.
And then like I have buddies with me too, because like we're gonna be turning up too. you
Yeah.
know? So if I really wanted to, in the Bay Area or whatnot, which would be cool. But most of the time, places have security, and I usually talk to them and network with them.
Yeah, that's true. Like, hey, I'm gonna be the person here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then they're always usually help. A lot of security is, And if they're not, then they're probably shitty security. But like, yeah, like Quince is like, I'm not really too worried about private family events.
Yeah,
usually those are pretty good. Even if there's like it's in a sketchy area, like.
They're all in a good vibe, huh?
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like they wouldn't want the DJ to get robbed, so they're not going to put the DJ in that. They're paying for the DJ no matter what, whether he gets robbed or not. So
do you get like food and stuff like that when it comes to the
yeah, man.
That's nice. And free entrance and while you're working, but like it's just all the commodities.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of hospitality that comes with it,
Yeah, that's nice, man. That's
free
good.
drinks sometimes,
Yeah.
Like one bar gave me $100 bar tab.
No way. Holy shit.
I'm like, I can't drink this by myself.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be a DJ
damn.
by the end of the
Yeah, so I just buy people shots, buy girls shots, buy whoever. Honestly.
Yeah, we're like, hey, I'll buy you a shot. And the audience
yeah.
like, I'm just using my waiver.
But it's gotta be bottom shelf.
None of that.
No Patron, but I got you like 10 of those.
Yeah, how is like if you don't mind asking, like how's like the flirting dynamic as being a DJ with the people?
In my opinion, like honestly, it has its moments, but I also feel like it's kind of like kind of like how I like to compare it is like, cause I can flirt, you know what I mean? I can kind of like do my thing just to be funny and like be myself.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I forget that I'm also a DJ, so it's like she's like, oh, this guy's a douchebag. So it's like kind of like, does he think he's all that, or he's like genuine,
Oh, like kind of like
Abusing his power.
Yeah.
like a personal trainer trying to flirt with you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a DJ. I'm surrounded by women all the time. Like, of course I got a mouthpiece, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Of course I want to say what's up to you.
Yeah, yeah.
But I really don't, really flirt that much, you know what I mean? I always keep it real simple because I'm here to work at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Sure.
Imagine you got the reputation of
Yeah.
making women uncomfortable. It's like the worst fucking
definitely not
reputation you could have as a
Well,
DJ.
we gave you a sticker too.
And I think especially as like I'm sure like at first it was really exciting and like, oh shit, I want all these like beautiful girls, but like I'm sure now you're like, okay, well this is just work.
It sometimes it's more trouble. Like DJ in the strip club, I thought it was gonna be like that, but then you kind of I really it's really not about that. You know what I mean? It's not like that easy. It can be, but that's not me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cause then it's like you shit where you eat, and now you're stuck.
Yeah,
You
like
know? It's hard to air that out.
especially with a worker or something too, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, you're gonna be here. Next time
Especially
I
a
see you.
bartender. You want the bartender to be like, oh, he's coming, not like,
Oh, he's coming.
that
I'm
fucking
working.
guy.
he fucked me and
Oh, stop.
didn't call back.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever done that, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, what do you want? It's business, you know what I mean? I want good business. I don't want things to get personalized. I mean, if it does, then, I keep it real,
How do you flirt? Like, would you, because like you're doing your job, so are you kind of screaming over, or are you just when you got a break, oh, hey.
See, that's the thing. I hate talking to girls when it's hella loud music and this and that. I don't like talking to girls in the club.
Yeah.
Because it's I have a hard time hearing already.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't hear her. I just can't even comprehend what she just said because there's so much going on.
Yeah. And you're still focused.
Nothing's worse than having to say what 3 times.
Yeah.
That's
And you're
fucked.
trying to be all rizzed up and shit.
Like if I scream, you
Now
can't,
you can't
you can't
hear.
say anything sexy when you're screaming,
No.
And you're spitting because you're screaming, and it's just all
Yeah.
like what, what?
I love your eyes.
Yeah. You're beautiful. I love the way you dance. Yeah.
Wait, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
So what's
This one's for the
um,
girl in the front. Let's get it real slow here.
What's going on with the shotties?
These days,
Yeah.
These
oh
days,
man, these days.
Word around
too
town, you been fucking
focused.
around.
Huh?
Huh?
Who's snitching?
Chris got informants. Huh?
I'm not gonna lie. I like to go on a lot of dates.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm getting older. It's not like you know, I don't want to say date to marry. I think that sounds corny, but like
Date to
at
be
this-
serious, I guess.
Yeah, date to be serious. You know what I mean? Like, you
So
know,
just
are you cool?
dating
We're
it
cool.
right now. Just dating around, finding.
Yeah,
finding
having
that out.
friends.
Nice.
You know, because like I really haven't had a lot of girlfriends my whole life, so it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm picky, but I'm trying not to be so picky. You know,
Yeah.
But it's also kind of like, so like to be picky and then also kind of be like a DJ surrounded by a lot of different women. It's also kind of like
Contradictory a little bit.
kind of how I
Or a
kind of
little
see it is,
harder.
yeah, it's kind of harder, but like at the end of the day, like it's not that big of a deal. But it's like I am surrounded by a lot of women, so I do feel like I got a lot of choices. You know, because there's a lot of cool people out
Yeah.
there. You know.
Yeah, nice people.
But you know, whoever clicks, and like I'm so busy, and like I can't even really like
Yeah.
be emotionally available. You know?
Yeah, because what you're right now with your work week is Monday through Friday for school, right? Like 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, somewhere around there, right? Like
Yeah.
during the day. You're not working anything DJ wise during the week besides maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right?
Yeah,
So then on your
mainly Friday and Saturdays.
so then Friday, Saturdays you're not available on nights. So that is kind of a shit schedule. Huh?
Yeah, and I'm in like you know I'm in the club. You know?
Yeah.
Unless you're cool, like that's another thing. If I have found a girl that's cool with being in the club, all right, you're gonna have to be cool with all the other girls I know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or my friends and their girls. You know?
It's just
what I
kind of
mean?
like yeah, like your profession is a little bit like I guess I don't
It's like a
know,
guy
exotic.
dating a stripper.
Yeah, like you gotta
You
be
don't want
okay.
the guy to be like, well, I don't want you to do that. That's weird.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, that's what I do. So it's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's nice. I mean, say like that's bare minimum. Like, hey, just be okay with my profession. And so
Yeah.
if you trust me, you'll trust me. You know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But like, I don't know.
Have you had girls tell you like, I don't feel comfortable with that?
No,
Nice.
thank God. Because I'd be kind of awkward right after. I'd be like, honest, well,
Well, like I'm not leaving this.
yeah.
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 And like, I don't think I've ever gotten like close to a girl enough to be where she like feels comfortable to say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This first date, she said that, I'll be like, whoa, like you paying for dinner.
She knows her intentions.
Get to the point.
What's it like when you DJ at the strip club, how does that go? Like, are you playing the songs for like when the girls go to dance or like
So how it was, yeah, it was more for me. It was more for the girls to dance. Like you know, she gets 3 dances. I'm on the mic. I'm like, hey, so and so's up, everybody. Blah blah blah.
Oh, for real?
The song.
Nice.
If I feel like I want to change the song, that's fine. But it was so dead. I just play the whole song. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Just let you dance the whole time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because then I'm just.
Lindsay be posting like this, like the girls who like dance on the poles. That shit looks so crazy, like majestic.
It's pretty sick.
It's so fun to watch.
It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
like it just like the strength and then just how they like do their own form. And
Yeah.
dance. Like, dude, I could watch that all day. You know.
I got a new appreciation for dancers and like in the strip clubs and stuff. Like honestly, man, like it's really fun. Like being in the strip club's hella cool. Like it's definitely taboo and you can see it how you want. And there's a lot of dirty shit that comes with it behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But like on the forefront, you know what I mean? And I bring that stuff up because that's kind of like what people be like, oh, strip
Yeah.
club. But like, nah, it's entertainment, man. It's
Yeah.
the entertainment industry. You know what I mean? These women are comfortable doing, you know, putting themselves out like that. And a lot of them are actually really talented.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of them
Yeah.
have degrees. A lot of them have great personalities and friends, and they're
Yeah.
tapped in. Like they're good people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
it's
they make a lot of money,
Stupid money.
Good money.
From what I've heard.
right? Like yeah. So it's like who's really winning? They are. You know,
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
can fund whatever they want and build themselves as an entertainer. Like they
Oh,
can
yeah.
be like, well, I'm a dancer. I danced for like 5 years and whoop de whoop. Like put me in a movie. You know? what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
they have
They
they
could use
can
that.
open those opportunities up
And I'm
for
sure
them.
like the people they're meeting too, like I'm sure they get reached out to a few times.
Oh,
throughout the
yeah.
years. Like, hey, I'm this so and so, and I really like how you do this. You know.
yeah, man. Strip club's a rich man's game. Like
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
meeting
they're
with
spending
like
money straight when they walk in.
you don't go to the strip club if you ain't trying to spend money.
Yeah.
If you go to the strip club not trying to spend money, then like you're just weird.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna sit in a chair and watch these girls take their tops off for free.
What do you think the minimum you should probably spend?
$50.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's not bad.
pretty good.
And that's just on the stage. I don't really care for the like the private rooms.
Yeah.
Like for me, and I'm like, all right, I don't really give a shit. I don't need you to
Stop fucking looking.
half grind on me. You know what I mean? Like just for me to like, you know,
What for? What?
yeah, get all hyped
What
up,
song?
and I'm never gonna see you again, or like, what you want? Like,
Like you're.
I don't need that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like I like the stage, the vibe, you know, in the front where everybody like I want to enjoy the
Yeah.
atmosphere.
That shit's lit.
Where everyone's clapping like, oh, that was sick. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Did you get bit by a dog?
I did get bit by a dog.
How the fuck do you know this shit?
I'm fucking dating his best friend.
I know, right?
Shit all over.
I feel like you're Nardwar right now.
I'm what?
Nardwar? Have you heard of that guy?
No.
Oh, I gotta show him Nardwar.
He's like an interviewer, but he's like notorious for knowing like some,
Everything.
like the background, like deep stuff of like
Oh,
famous
shit.
artists. So he'll be like, "Do you know what this like cassette tape is?" And I'm like, "Dude, I recorded that when I was like fucking 12." And he's
Yeah.
like, "How the fuck do you have this?" You
Yeah.
know?
he does hella
Okay.
deep digging.
Yeah.
I didn't even plan to like have all this shit in my pocket, but
No, that's cool. That was
what happened with
Nardwar.
that? How did you get
All
fucking?
right, shit, man. So I was going to the club, and before my shift started, I wanted to put my stuff away into the office. Well, one of the managers was like, "Yo," I was like, "Yo, can I put my stuff in here?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." So I was like, "All right." So I put it in there, I hide it behind something, you know. So there's the office where they do the money. Then there's the other office where like the main manager is.
Yeah.
And then I had put it back there before. They said it was cool, right? All right, cool. I'm out. When I come back, I'm about to get my gig. I see the dog in there. Great name mixed with like a German Shepherd.
Ah,
This is
fuck.
a big ass dog.
Yeah.
And yeah, threatening.
You know what I mean? And one thing led to another. I walk in there. I'm like, whatever. I've been around the dog before. Not that big of a deal. And so I grab the stuff, and something falls, and the chair pushes back, and it freaks the dog out. So the dog fucking attacks me.
No.
And I fucking like I kind of use my hand like smack him away.
Yeah.
And so he bit my my like finger or something.
Oh, shit.
And then he bit like my hip. Like I had bite marks on my hip too.
Oh wow.
Damn.
But like by the time he bit my hand, I was like fight mode. You know, I was like you know being loud.
Yeah,
I was
like
"Ah,
screaming."
fuck, what's up? You know.
Fuck up. Dog just
And I had the chair as a rollaway, so I put it in between us. So he got scared of the
shit.
chair. I was like, oh hell no, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then the manager's like, well, what the hell? Like, what's going on? I was like, the fucking dog bit me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, fuck. Like, he realized he fucked
Like,
up.
fuck, yeah.
Because
And
it could have been like a sue or something.
yeah. And so I was like, well, let me clean up. Like, I'm like super chill about it. I'm like, whatever. Like, I go to the wash, and my knuckle is like peeled.
Dude.
Like, not too crazy, but it was pretty deep where I was like, I'm going to
Yeah.
get stitches.
Damn.
And so the manager, that was his dog, I'm like, yo, he's like, why would you in my office? I was like, because your boy told me it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And he's like, crap, well, now they're this, and that. I'm like, it's cool. Let me just go to the ER. Y'all give me a ride, and I'll figure it out. I figure it out, come back. By the time we come back, I'm like, all right, let's figure something out. And so we talked, and it was all good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to sue nobody, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, you know what I mean? I'm trying to make friends out here. Like,
Yeah.
accidents happen.
Sure. Yeah.
You
I
know,
can
it
see
is
that.
what it is. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude, it was scary though. That was a big ass dog.
So you think you could defeat a bear? Same situation here, huh?
I don't know. What do they say when you take a statement back?
Redact?
I retract my initial statement.
Yeah, I retract my initial statement.
fucking
that
scary,
bear's
dude.
fucking me up.
Dude, I've been bit by like only small or like medium sized dogs, and that shit fucking hurts. Like I've been bit on my fingers, and it hurts bad. Like they bite you fucking hard. So I
Yeah,
can't even
dude.
imagine that
Dog
big
bites.
ass motherfucker.
Well, I had a German Shepherd, and like when I was a kid, and that shit like bit me on my eye.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Yeah, because I got too close. I was like,
Wait, what about the side bites? No stitches, just healing?
nah, that was fine. It was
All
just
that
trippy.
ass?
Hella ass.
Oh, that cushion.
The layers. we was good over there.
It's good, yeah. You can keep biting.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Keep biting.
I'm like, is there something wrong? The dog is holding
It's a
on.
bit like you, like that, like a piranha.
What's like some
piranha.
What's like some crazy shit you've seen DJing
In the strip club?
just anywhere? I guess like
Everywhere, anywhere?
clubs or whatever.
Fuck the club. Fuck the club.
I don't know, man. It's such a blur most of the time. I can tell you that there probably has been some crazy stuff. Probably just like people doing blow, like on the open.
Yeah.
Or like, especially like house parties, you know?
Yeah.
When I was in the strip club, I just see like, okay, so I did this one strip club. It was like an underground strip club
Oh, damn.
in San Jose. So like, long story short, that shit wasn't by any means like the craziest shit I've ever seen. Like the way these guys were like motorboating the girls and like,
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
shit. Like,
Like-
was it because it was like a high end place? Like it was. Like,
oh, it was like I can't even say the name. Like it's that underground.
oh wow.
Yeah, like if you know, type
Yeah.
beat,
Uh-huh.
and like whether it's celebrities or
Were you DJing or were you just
high-end
there?
DJing.
Oh,
How did you
shit.
get the like
Just a friend.
gig? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
like it's crazy, bro. It was the most like I don't want to say illegal, but it was like the most like untraditional like strip club I'd ever been.
And were you nervous because of that?
In a way, because it was like in the movies where it was like, man, anybody could just bust through, and it's like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
FBI.
Yeah, yeah. And you're the DJ.
Yeah, right.
I think you'd be free though. You're just the DJ.
I'd be
right?
good. I'd be like, I don't know, I'm from the dust though, you know.
Yeah, like I didn't even
Yeah.
know I was gonna leave right now.
Yeah, like I wasn't too worried, honestly, because it wasn't like that crazy. Like, but it was like definitely one of the more like
Were they doing like
This
coke
is like-
off of the strippers and stuff?
I did not there, but mainly in like the other clubs they would just do it like just at their tables and shit.
No, yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy how like. Yeah, I can't even. I don't think I've ever seen Coke in person. Really.
Really?
No, we were at a. Oh, I can't say it. Never mind. But yeah, I've only seen it recently, kind of once, and it's like a gift to someone in a bag.
For real?
Yeah, and it was like funny kind of thing. But I was like, Jesus Christ, like just Coke on a gift.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. It seems fun, but I wouldn't do it. But it seems fun.
It's crazy, man. I'll tell you that. Like with cocaine, like that's a crazy ass drug. Like, you know, like how they say, like in the movies, like all the people are on coke and stuff.
Yeah.
And like they you see how they change. Like it's like that, man. Like
Like they're all talking about like their business plans and stuff?
yeah, man. Like it really gives you this crazy dopamine rush where you're like, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I feel like I hear from everybody, because I've never done it, but I always hear from everybody like it's not what it's like cracked up to be.
It
And
really
it's like
isn't.
strong coffee, basically.
Yeah, and it lasts like 30 minutes, and not even really 30 minutes, but like we're gonna want more after 30 minutes. or
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
15.
also something you said, right? You've heard that like it's good and whatever, but then it just doesn't last long, and you just have
You
to
just keep
doing more.
chasing it.
Yeah,
kind of.
Like
Yeah.
honestly, like if you're gonna do coke and you want what you want, like you might as well do Molly.
Oh, why does it last longer?
Yeah, lasts longer, it's cleaner.
It's like euphoric.
Yeah, it's
Just
more
like that.
euphoric. I mean, you're gonna burn your dopamine receptors out more.
See, that's what I'm scared of.
But what's better, just taking one,
Uh-huh.
you know, point, or doing like a whole half a gram
Yeah.
to get the same effect? You know what I mean?
I always imagine myself doing coke if like the Cody show turned into like a fucking crazy ass like enterprise and I'm like working like 4 factories and I'm like in all Gucci suits and I just want to do some coke, you know. But other than that, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Have you guys seen the Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
It's
A
really
long
like
time
that.
ago, yeah.
He's like doing coke off her like
Off
ass.
of,
Yeah.
what's her name?
Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch Barbie?
Yeah. Did you guys like it?
I liked it. I think it was
I thought
pretty
it was
good.
pretty cool. It was way better than I thought. I had no idea, like,
Me too.
about the movie at all. Like, no reviews, nothing. So I thought it was going to be, like, childish, you know? And then it's
Yeah.
actually, like, adult
Ha-
AF.
Have you seen the Iron Claw?
No.
Oh, you should watch it. I was telling
Oh
you
wait,
about it.
is that with Zac Efron?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see it.
What'd you think?
That was a really good movie.
Did you cry?
I did cry.
Right? I
Oh,
teared up.
man.
I couldn't cry.
The
but I
ending?
teared up. Yeah. He hasn't seen it, so we can't spoil it.
Yeah,
scared to watch it, 'cause-
honestly, what do you think of Zac Efron's new chin?
Oh, I've heard
He got a
lot
new
about
chin?
that.
He has a
well,
new
we've
chin.
seen this, like, I'll see if I can pull it up.
Like, he got surgery on
I don't
it?
want this to turn into E! News, but like, you know
Let's
what
go
I
for
mean?
it.
No,
Time
that's a big
magazine.
one.
Zac Efron's got a new chin.
Yeah, basically, there's been, like, a lot of rumor about his chin because it's way more, like,
Masculine.
broad,
Crimson?
masculine, and they're thinking he has surgery. Now, the only thing I've ever seen on his defense, that he said he had like a car accident that like destroyed his jaw,
Oh,
and he
really?
needed surgery. But then people are saying, I think that like that accident happened a long time ago. So they just think like he's kind of just lying. You know?
Yeah, or he
But-
just barely did the surgery.
So like this was him, right? Of course, normal was
It
that,
already looks masculine.
and this is kind of him now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's different for
Right?
sure.
And,
Or,
the
like,
lips as well.
yeah.
So he looks pretty intense.
Yeah, something's going on.
Yeah, because unless he's just aging,
That's also thing. I mean, and then the thing is, he for sure, because you saw him in the role, like he for sure took steroids because
Oh yeah,
he was just jacked
he was
100%.
huge.
And so I think also like you're getting like your hormones are all off balance
Yeah.
and like you're fucking shredded, but you're also ripped. So like this is how he looks basically.
Jesus.
And the whole show,
Oh
he
my
looks like he has like the
God.
craziest pump. Like
Yeah,
like the whole movie.
He's
just
the buffest one.
Yeah. So, but you kind of see like
Oh yeah.
just the boldness is like.
Dude, honestly, he killed that role though.
Oh my goodness.
He does not even look the same.
Everyone has been like applauding him for his role. He did great. Bro.
I just hope he didn't hurt his body too much doing that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's what I was
'cause,
thinking.
I mean, it's just the steroids, and then the WWE. They did a lot of stunts,
Yeah.
and but I'm hoping he goes back. I know has talked about in the past how like it's hard to kind of get into the roles and like
Yeah, because they want him to be the teeny bopper, you know?
Yeah, and like have you seen Baywatch?
I never watched it.
But have you heard of it? Like with the Rock? Like,
Yeah,
the
I heard
recent
about
one?
it.
And he was shredded on that one too. And like, I'm just assuming they're always gonna want him to be shredded, So it kind of sucks
yeah.
for him
That's kind of
because
his
he's
thing,
like, fuck.
yeah.
And like all the superheroes now are definitely probably on something because they're all like have to be shredded.
Yeah, that's the thing with Disney stars, man. Like, you see them when they were kids, and then they're like, oh, you've been the hunk guy, we got to keep you
Yeah.
like that for like the rest of your acting career.
It's kind of fucked. That's
was
what he was
Baywatch.
before, right?
See, that
was-
looks more normal.
That's natural.
That was
to me,
Baywatch. So I
looking.
think he's still like on something
Although his
because
abs
he's
look
pretty
kinda
fucking
fake.
shredded.
Yeah, they're so
But
deep.
like he looks like the normal Zac Efron, but shredded.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't care whatever he does. Like
No, yeah.
we're just doing this because it's a podcast and it's for fun for sure. But yeah, dude, his performance was so fucking good, man.
Yeah.
And I was so sad.
I
Every
was like-
time I was so sad, dude, and I was just like, wow. But were you only like teary eyed towards the end, or what? Kind of like the last few minutes, that last kind of scene, or what?
I was teary-eyed for that, and then I was teary-eyed when I don't want to spoil
Well, just give it a vague, like vague as shit.
So, like,
Let me plug my ears and you say it. Go.
like, what's when the one brother started kind of had like that mental defect?
Oh, with the like he was the one that played guitar.
Yeah,
Dude, that's so
seeing his demise was tough.
Dude, like, and then how it came. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, we're back.
You're good, Chris.
All right.
But it's
You're like, I don't want to hear it.
I tell him, like I told him it's a good movie. I just say like if you do watch it, you just gotta be like, you just gotta be wary because that shit. Like, when did you watch it? What time?
9 o'clock.
PM.
Yeah.
Same. And like, didn't you just feel like driving home just like,
Yeah.
so like mellow and just like, eh.
Well, it was like toxic masculinity. It was teaching a lot about like toxic masculinity. I feel
Yeah.
like because of the dad and like
Yeah.
how he was like pushing his sons to the point where it's like
Yeah, it's really bad. And I think like
and that's all he cared about.
that's the thing that kind of frustrates me about like a lot of this like I don't know like Instagram reels and kind of like the social media stuff. Like a big, at least stuff what I see just because I like to be active and I'm also like I like gym stuff sometimes. I don't even go to the gym, but I like that stuff like those reels and all those things, right? Like motivational stuff. But I don't know, people just take it so intense, and like I get it, like that's great, but at the same time, then I really start thinking about it as like a father. Because it's like, okay, it's cool when you're in like your 20s, 30s to be like, dude, intense, like workout, wake up at 4 a.m., like strive to be the best, like fuck excuses, fuck feelings. But then, one, it's probably not gonna be good for you eventually, because whatever.
Yeah.
But two, once you become a dad, like, what are you gonna tell your kid? Like, then that cycle again, kind of how we saw in the Iron Claw again, where it's like, you have to be the best, and like you have to sacrifice, and you don't have excuse for pain or emotions. Like, what the hell is that? Like, that's definitely not the way I feel like to go.
Yeah, because that one brother actually got what the whole family wanted.
Yeah, and
but
it was
like,
still what for what?
Yeah,
And it was more.
never good enough.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well now let's bring it back, or let's go back to back, or let's keep it, and then
You want to watch the movie now?
I do. And I'm just like, I know it's going to make me sad. And I don't know if I'm ready
and
for
then
that.
also it's like all these people, like especially you start seeing it now too, like you'll see like kind of people put their kids on social media, like and have their own account,
man.
which is like cool, but I also think sometimes it's like how much pressure you're already putting on this kid, and like I think the whole point of it is to be better than you were yesterday, right, and have a good time.
Yeah.
That's I think two things with sports, right?
Nah, it's okay.
Okay, no worries.
Battery died.
But what happens when they just don't, like they do, you did all that and, they're still like, not like average, but like just the normal hobbyists. Like, they end up like not being number one champ and all this stuff. Like, it's just weird. It's just weird to like train them from such a young age, do all this stuff and be super intense, knowing that do you have like a 1% chance of making it, and you better be okay with it.
Yeah,
you know?
and they might not even want it that bad.
Exactly.
And if you don't want it, then what's the point?
Yeah, like you know, maybe you want it when you're 8, but then what about when you're 12, when you're 16, when
Yeah.
you're 20? It's like, I don't know. I just hate how like the super like alpha intense mode is like that you've just been seeing around. I feel like a lot lately. It's fun. Like it's definitely cool to get in that mindset every once in a while to be like, okay, like, you know, we got to get serious. But I just get scared for the people who are like always about that. You know?
Yeah, man, I've
Jesus.
seen a lot of that because I played a lot of sports. I played football, baseball,
Yeah.
and wrestled. I had friends who had wrestled since they were like 4 or 5 years old. I seen their fathers like push them till they were seniors in high school.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's so crazy to see that. And like most of the time they didn't want it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sucks.
Or they did,
But they just
but
couldn't.
like the pressure was just too much and it just made them not like it, you know?
And then what do you do when you were getting pushed all this times during like high school, middle school, elementary, and then you didn't get to like anything you wanted to in college, like sports wise or whatever, and I just don't feel like they don't now the kid doesn't even know how to deal with that. Like, is he always gonna have like this insecurity in his life? Like, fuck, I didn't do enough. Like my dad wanted me to do this or my mom wanted me to do
Yeah.
this, and how is the dad gonna be? You know, like it's just like. It just only works out for like I think the success stories, you know?
Yeah.
Which just like kind of sucks because then everyone's chasing that success story,
Yeah.
but you don't really see the, you know, because you'll see like celebrities or like MMA fighters are like, you know, I woke up and I trained like 3 times a day, and I like washed the gym so I could, you know, go in for free, and I did weights. And I'm like, that's all great, like good sacrifice. But what about the people who do that and then at the end of the day, like their body's fucked and they didn't get anywhere, and
yeah.
they're just like depressed, you know? It's just like, dude, like there just has to be more attention to that side. Of,
Yeah.
like, the people who just didn't make it, and that's fine. Like that's 99% of the people, you know? Mm-hmm. But I think you only see like, oh, if you grind hard enough, you're gonna make it, which is, you know, obviously great, but you just got to be careful. Like, I don't know, just kind of scary, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna see a lot of that in like 10 to 20 years of like just that, I don't know, these
The
people
other
becoming
side.
parents, and then all these kids are being like, dude, like my dad is just pushing me too hard, or my mom's pushing me too hard, or whatever, and I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just kind of weird. And you definitely saw that in the Iron Claw. I mean,
Dude, that was
that
like
was crazy.
perfect.
Perfect. And
was
with all
perfect.
his sons, and the mom was just so like
Emotional.
stand by.
Yeah, it was like she was like, like I don't even know, like emotionally checked out. Like
Yeah.
like she wouldn't even cry.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
Parts. Like the wife had to, Zac Efron's wife was like, no, like it's okay.
Okay, yeah. And dude, it made me so sad when, I don't know, just like anytime he would go to the mom for help, Zach or something.
Yeah.
And she would just be like, you guys got to work it out. And
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like how many times, how many times do you have to reach out?
Yeah. Yeah, man, that was such a good. I encourage anybody to watch The Iron Claw.
Who'd you watch it with?
A date.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Was she crying?
Yeah.
Did you feel weird for crying in front of her or not? You didn't care.
No.
Oh.
Because I was like, this is like a great reason to cry.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's not like puppies or kittens. Like, nah. This is,
This
like,
was life.
this is fucked up.
Trauma.
Like, if I don't cry, she's gonna think there's something wrong with me.
Yeah. You're like, nah, actually, the dad was kind of right. I mean,
What a pussy.
yeah. You should have just stuck it through the pain. Fuck it.
Fuck.
Oh my god, dude, that's rough, man.
Better luck next time.
Yeah.
No, this is fucked up. It's fun. It's crazy because I grew up playing sports. Oh, I already said that. But, like, growing up playing sports, like, I used to have that, like, oh, I'm going to go to college football, and
Yeah.
play NFL. And then by the time I got to high school, it's like, I don't even really care anymore. Luckily, like, I didn't have, like, nobody really pushing it down my throat, you
Yeah.
know? But, like, I still wanted to do it because it's like, and we're back.
And we're back here. Just a little camera.
Yeah, talking about toxic masculinity.
Yeah, camera got shy.
Yeah, Zac Efron, his new chin.
Yeah,
Beautiful
chin,
man.
Chin.
Did you experience any of that in sports ever?
The toxic masculinity.
Yeah, just being pushed so hard that it was like not even fun anymore.
Yeah, but I also like, so there's like two sides of it. There's the side like kind of what we see in the movie where like everyone's like, you know, doesn't want to do it anymore, and
Yeah, like they're done, right?
yeah,
They're over it. They're
like
not
there's
as-
no
they're
way
on
they
drive.
can. There's no way they can continue. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like they have really crazy valid reasons.
Yeah, and then there's a side where it's like, well, this is what you want, so if you're gonna work for it, we're gonna push you for it.
Yeah.
So and like I don't regret any of that. Like I was actually thinking about like my coaches for Pop Warner. Like he always said, they're like, you know, do you have heart? And we're like, we got heart, you know, because we wanted it, you know. And so we go to the Super Bowl, and we were winning. We were beating the team that was beating everybody. We're in the Super Bowl, like we're all in 8th grade, 7th grade. We're like, we're running it up.
Yeah.
Like we're doing good. And then just the game turned after halftime, and like, you know, we ended up losing.
Yeah.
And we're just like, man, like we had it.
Yeah.
And, you know, the coach was like giving us a speech, and like, you know, you guys, whatever. Like, I don't, like, he was, you know, he wasn't like negative, obviously, but he was super positive. He was emotional. He's like, well, do you guys got heart? We got heart. He's like, good. Because you're going to need it the rest of your life. And I was like,
nice. Mic drop. Yeah.
And I was like, that shit stuck with me. That shit will stick with me forever. And I think that's so true. We're like, so it's like, and me and my boy on the first episode, we're talking about like the stuff that like we learned in sports, like we carry it into everything else. I carry it into DJing, being professional, being on time, you know, being prepared, like being disciplined, from sports. Yeah, that goes everywhere in life. You know, and you don't always learn that from sports. You learn that in other things, you know. So it's like I appreciate being pushed that hard.
Yeah,
because now I know what it's like to push yourself. Because there's so many people that'd be like, oh, I'm getting tired, you know, I'm just gonna stop, slow down. And like there's a yin and yang to that, you know. You have to have balance. Don't push yourself until you're gonna freaking pass out.
Burn out or something.
Yeah, but like push yourself. And like, you know how hard you can push yourself. Know your substance. You know what I mean? Like know where you can go. Because if you over push it, you know that's you're gonna go backwards. You know, but like, you know, I appreciate sports for all that. So like, as much as there was toxic stuff at the time, because we were learning from like 30, 40-year-old men, you know?
Yeah.
And like, they're not necessarily wrong. That's just what they know, you know? And it got them this far in life. So it's like, they're just doing their part, you know? But like, I don't regret any of it, you know? Like, I learned a lot. And I never felt like I got pushed too hard where like, I was like, man, I'm going to die.
Nice. Good.
I feel like, if I ever have kids, I definitely want them to be in sports.
Yeah, same.
It just builds so much like character and teaches you so much, you know. Like I don't remember for sure like once I got into high school, because I played baseball like since I could remember, and then I played all the way up, and then when I was in my freshman year of high school I played, but I hated it. Like I was just miserable because the coaches were like, one coach specifically, god damn, like it was just like one mode and it was just screaming. Like he would just fucking yell and like his veins were always popping out and he was just always mad, dude. It was like miserable. And then I feel like I started making like so many more errors, and like I just started playing like even worse because it was just like so much pressure. And I was just like so in my head, and I was just like, fuck this. And then I started running. That's how we met, actually.
Really?
But
Oh, nice.
Shout out.
Yeah, I had like one of my friends who actually like met through skating. He was like, I'm gonna start running cross country, and I was like, all right, fuck it. Nathan. And then one of my other friends who I like grew up with also skating, he got like super deep into running, and he would always try to get me to do it. So I was like, fuck it. And I did running, and that was like so much better. But
yeah, my little brother does cross country.
Wait,
yeah,
I go to those races, man. That means a lot. Sick.
It's sick, dude.
It's a crazy sport.
Yeah, I could do cross country now. I like running. I'm obviously into like football and baseball. It's a lot of sprinting, but like just going for a run and like with cross country, like obviously it's a crazy race, but like, you know, you're kind of getting scenery and stuff, you know.
Yeah, it's nice.
You know, like when I was in Humboldt, I'd run in the forest. Like it was super fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Uphill too, so I'm getting that.
It's so much better. I'll see it also outside of the sport, honestly, because you're just like, I'm still learning that, but there's just no pressure anymore.
Yeah.
I think I still get in my head sometimes of like, I have to be fast. I have to like hit this time when I'm running, but I'm trying to take it more like just by feels of like, oh, this feels nice. And I'm looking, and I would never like this is just like a dumb example, but like example of like running on the treadmill versus running out. It's like, I value so much running outside, and like I enjoy just seeing houses and the scenery, and like you see all this kind of shit when you're running different routes that like I would rather not run in the treadmill in a sense. Like that's kind of like how nice that's like such a plus of running outside or just running. It's like you're breathing fresh air, whether it's like cold or warm. Like it still has their own pros and cons, and it feels really good. Or it's like dark or light or sunset. Like everything's just so like natural when you're running. You know, it feels natural. The only thing is, you know, you're tired, and the less you do it, obviously, the more kind of miserable it is.
Or it's cold, it's hot.
Yeah,
you know.
you could focus on either or and being like, fuck, it's too cold, fuck, it's too hot. But when you really kind of find that balance of like, oh, this is nice, then it really feels good. And you're just running and you're just feeling good, but you're working out, but you're feeling good and you're seeing things and you're like, in your head, it's a lot in your head, you know, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I just recently watched a David Goggins podcast that he just did with Andrew
man,
Huberman.
love him.
Did you watch it?
No, I like David Goggins.
Yeah, he's another like intense kind of guy.
Yeah.
But I think also he's very intense.
Yeah.
But I also think like,
oh man.
and I mean, I'm sure like there could be some risk to that if you're like listening to that as like a dad and like implementing on your child or whatever.
Oh yeah, I feel like that applies to adults mainly.
But I do see, like, I think the way he does it too is kind of like this. Don't force it on like anyone but yourself, and like kind of like, I don't know. He just has such his own way.
It's like take accountability for yourself. Like, you know, like you're like his stories are crazy. Like, do you know David Goggins?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like his story is like he's pushing himself until he's like pissing blood.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Going on these like triathlons.
Crazy.
But it's like because he pushed himself to that, like the next time made it so much easier.
Yeah, he's like a stone wall now. Like he, you know, but I like see that's the other thing. Like you kind of see the other side where it's like, well, maybe it's not cool to run 50 days in a row. And, yeah, but I mean, for him, it's working, and he just did a recent one. I'd recommend also this to the viewers. Is just to see a side and like even if you're not doing exactly what he's doing, it's like take away, you know, some stuff. That's kind of like life is like, you don't have to do everything everyone's saying, but like take something away. So he just did one with Andrew Huberman.
Yeah, I want to watch it because I love
New Year's.
Huberman.
Andrew Huberman's like a scientist.
I love Andrew Huberman.
Yeah, he's sick, and he does a lot of his podcasts is just like advice, but like kind of science based and through all that data. But they did one, and I'm only like an hour and a half because I think it's pretty long. It's like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Oh wow!
But man, dude, like it's just crazy to see like a person like where you say no, or where you kind of give up, or where you kind of set a goal and you just don't do it the next day. Like to see someone who doesn't do that is just nuts. Like, you know, like if he tells himself like, fuck, like tomorrow I'm going to have to run 15 miles because that's my day to run. And he's just like us where he's like, fuck, I don't want to do this shit.
Doesn't want to do it.
You know, it's hard. It's not like he has a superpower, but he knows it's going to get done.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's inspiring. That's where it's like, that's what I like to take away. It's like, okay, like, because my whole, like I'm in therapy, subtle flex, I'm just kidding. And, my biggest thing is like kind of gaining confidence in myself. Like I don't know where it was, but I've lost a lot of my confidence in myself to do things and like to start new things and to do things I'm already like engaged in. I just lost a lot of it, of just being like, I'm not going to do that. Like I just can't. Like I don't think I'm going to be disciplined enough. And so like just hearing that podcast was really nice and like inspirational, just being like, fuck, like I can build. You just got to build yourself up. And same with therapy. Like my therapist is always telling me like, you know, it's little by little gaining confidence and finding stuff that sticks. If this doesn't work, then let's try this next week. If this doesn't work, let's just try something else next week, or we'll go back and revisit. And it's like, okay, like I could get there. And see, it's like gaining confidence to even gain the confidence, like to even do that process, which is kind of like hard, you know, but yeah, podcast is good. I definitely recommend it. It's pretty cool. Inspirational shit. I was like, fuck, dude, I think I'm gonna start running at 6 a.m. Didn't, you know, you know?
That's part of the reason why I started running at 5 a.m.
You're still doing that?
Not right now.
I heard you on the pod.
I was
the
doing
first
it
pod.
for a little bit.
Nice, and it felt good, huh?
Yeah, dude, it's a feel like, you know, it's a good accomplishment.
Yeah.
Like, I just do my 200 push-ups, 200 sit-ups, and then run the 2.5 miles, and it's like,
that's it.
All right.
That's your win for the day.
Yeah, like that's like everything else should be easy now.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't like, I watch so many stuff similar to that, and like they talk about that, like, you know, once you get that morning workout, like, you know, it's like, all right, cool, you just force yourself to do
You've
something
already
you didn't
won.
want to do now, you know.
Yeah.
Now you
The
go to
ideal,
work.
man. That's ideal right there. Is just right away.
Yeah.
No kind of no loss, a win, and it's hard. So like you said, everything's easier, and confidence is just like, I did that. But I mean, fuck, sometimes it's hard, wake up tired and you're like,
David, it's so hard.
It's cold and it's just all the shit. That pops up. David Goggins will be like, fuck that shit.
Yeah. See, that's the thing with me is I'm like I work so much.
Thank you for staying tuned to the Know Your Sepsis podcast. This is episode 1.6 with The Cozy Show that you are watching. Stay tuned for new content. Oh yeah.
You close it out for
Yeah, for sure.
I'll
If
just
you want
say-
to tie everything.
I'll just say bye and then he'll say bye and then you can close it out.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, then thanks for having us on the pod. I just wanted to just say thanks. This is really cool. Cool experience. We've known each other for at least over a year now.
Yeah, about a year.
So it's cool. It's cool seeing you start your own pod, and it was honestly a really good time. I enjoyed it. I'm excited to see where this goes. I mean, you guys will probably see this in July or something.
Yeah, fuck.
Just for you guys know, where so when you guys are hearing it, it's January 15th now. So whenever you post it, just do the math. But I had a really good time, and I'm hopefully we'll be back again eventually, and hopefully you'll be on ours too. But I'm excited to see your stuff with the DJ and the subbing and everything.
Thank you.
I'll pass it on to Chris, and then
Oh,
there it is.
is it gonna reach?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thanks for having us on. It was cool. It was cool to come on somebody else's pod for once and not have to orchestrate everything.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
But
Just
yeah,
less stressed about it.
I would like to plug real quick if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go check out The Cozy Show. Just search that on YouTube or Instagram and you'll find it. And then also The Pursuit of Coziness under the same @.
Yeah.
That's it.
For sure, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank y'all for listening to Know Your Substance Show. Like I said, we had Chris and Jaime from The Cozy Show and The Pursuit of Happiness. Appreciate you guys coming. Yeah, man, I've been a fan of your guys' podcast. I enjoy listening to you guys talk.
Nice.
And, I like the subtle little shout outs in there sometimes. It's
Oh
cool.
yeah, sometimes.
I guess we got each other on Signal.
Yeah. Well, I say hey, shout out T-Pills if we say T-Pills. Really shout out T-Pills.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The podcasts are fun,
Oh, on
man.
Signal?
Yeah.
Funny story.
Signal. What?
On Signal, that's like a messaging app, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been applying for jobs, and I got scammed applying for a job, and they told me to download that Signal app for my orientation or whatever.
Oh, man.
I mean, I didn't get scammed, but they tried to scam me, but I was too goddamn smart. But I saw you and then
crazy.
one or two other mutuals on there, and I was like, huh.
Yeah, Signal is not for professional use.
It's not? Yeah, they were saying
It's
it
for
was.
a lot of different other stuff.
Huh, okay.
It's like Kick.
Oh, Jesus.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Kick. Rest in peace.
That was the first red flag. Yeah, Kick was the shit.
Yeah,
Anyways.
Kick was cool. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys being on here, man. I'd love to have you guys again. I'd love to be on yours. And whatever you guys
Oh, yeah.
need, you just tap in.
Yeah. That'd be sick. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Good seeing you.
All right. Thanks.
Know your substance. Know your goddamn substance.
So what's up with the substance, man? I know you hurt and feel with chemical, man. So what's up with the substance, man? This new sun's being knocked your fans.